So the the question was, what is love and what is alignment? And in the last couple months, I've been really focusing on the idea that right and wrong are values, and that are informed by our culture, our status quo, our teaching, and so I rarely know if something is right or wrong. I don't know where my thoughts about that even are informed from. But if I shift my thinking and think about in alignment, and in alignment is the way people say, oh, that's difficult. Well, it's only difficult because we're trained otherwise. Everything in the universe is working towards alignment. The way that things balance out in nature. If there's too many prairie dogs, then the hawk's population goes up until it all stabilizes. If there's too many grains, then if there's too much water, if there's too much of this and this, everything balances. Things that are out of alignment die off. Things that are in alignment flourish until there's balance, until there's harmony. Humans don't do that. Humans think they're outside of it. They think they're separate. And in that separateness, we are separate from our environment, we're separate from the universe, we're separate from one another. We create our right and wrong values. But what good is a right and wrong value that is separate from the entire universe? It's like you're playing a different game than everyone else. So of course you're not going to be stoked and happy and thrilled when you win. You think you're going to be happy, but it's like you're playing solitaire and everyone else in the world is playing Red Rover. Okay, maybe that's not a good example. So when in a situation, I try to come back to a place of like, is this feel like it's in alignment? A good friend was struggling with whether they should leave their job. And what they finally came down to is that there was parts of the job that just felt wrong to them. They felt the things that would be asked of them were out of alignment. It just felt, they felt it. And so eventually they decided that I cannot do this anymore. The scary thing is, that's when you have to go to that trust of like, I'm now jobless. But I have faith that I went towards alignment. Therefore, I will be where I'm supposed to be. In the Help the Homeless, the first Saturdays activity that we do, which is actually this Saturday, if anyone is in town, please join us. One of the key parts of it is that we don't know if being homeless is good or bad. That's an arrogant thing to say, like, oh, you should be working in an office. You should have a job. You should, like, why? So that you can earn enough money to buy a Harley Davidson? Because Harley Davidsons give you happiness. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know. Maybe. But what I do know is that with my relationship with that person, that if I think that they are separate from me, if I'm afraid of them, if I think that we are, disconnected, well, that's out of alignment. And so if I can do something that diminishes that separation and feel more connected to that person, that is towards alignment. And so that is the focus of First Saturdays. It's not saving people. It's not getting them off the streets. It's connecting in that moment, dissolving the walls so that we as people are affected. We are shifted more towards alignment, which then informs the rest of our lives. It's a constant state of going back into alignment. And I think the more you do it, the more you are aware, you start to notice. Once one thing is in alignment, then you notice the next thing is out of alignment. It's like sanding a block of wood. You get one thing, and then after that one's soft, then you recognize, you see another thing that's jagged, and you see another thing that's jagged, and you see another thing that's jagged. But I'm not sure if that makes sense. The difference between right and wrong and in and out of alignment. And love can flourish with alignment. Love is alignment. I believe that flow, that is love. When you're in the flow, you feel connected to everything and everyone. The arbitrary wall that we say, oh, my skin ends here, even though there's things going through it constantly, that is an arbitrary line. This is my community of cells amongst a billion communities of cells. Within them have communities of cells. Each organ is doing its own thing within cities, within communities. And it's like love is recognizing that it's all part of that flow. And that I do not get diminished when other things flourish. That we as a system, as we get more in harmony, as we get more in alignment, we increase our joy. That is love. That flow, to me, is what love is.